My name is Dr. Megan Conrad, and I'm the Senior Researcher at ExploreLearning. I lead our product efficacy studies, crunching the numbers that prove that our products are among the most effective and efficient supplemental tech programs for K-12 STEM learning on the market. In 2024, we released 12 new effectiveness studies on reflex, fracs, and gizmos. These studies quantify the positive impacts on student math and science learning, using a mix of quantitative, such as standardized test scores, and qualitative research, like teacher surveys and interviews. All of these studies are focused on practical outcomes and use of the kinds of real-world measures that teachers and administrators are already focusing on improving, like standardized test scores or the percentage of students who are meeting grade-level proficiency, or students' year-over-year growth. In addition to being relevant, these studies are rigorous. Many of these studies meet ESSA tiers of evidence to demonstrate product efficacy using correlational, quasi-experimental methodologies. For Reflex, we released new data showing huge improvements in math fact fluency across a number of grade levels. We found benefits for students at all achievement levels, but especially strong impacts in terms of moving struggling learners towards grade level proficiency. In a new teacher survey, we also found that teacher satisfaction was exceptionally high, citing increased student motivation and confidence as key outcomes. In our newest FRAC studies, we found significant improvements in both fraction-specific assessments and overall math achievement on standardized tests. Just like for Reflex, we found that it was particularly impactful for at-risk students, helping them catch up to their higher-performing peers. In our first longitudinal study of FRACs, we observed benefits well into grades 4 and 5, with math score improvements being sustained over a year after using FRACs. For gizmos, we found a strong correlation between usage and higher scores on an NGSS-aligned science assessment for both 8th and 11th grade students. These studies took place across geographically different and demographically diverse districts with high rates of academically at-risk students. And a dosage effect was also observed, so that the more gizmos use was linked to greater improvements. Teachers also told us about the attributes of gizmos that they linked to these improvements, including hands-on, inquiry-based learning opportunities that their traditional curriculum was lacking, visualizations that aid student understanding of hard concepts, and increased student engagement and interest in science. A recurring theme across all of these studies is the positive impact that our programs have on students significantly below grade level, showing promise for closing achievement gaps in both math and science. And these studies are not just coming from numbers observed on paper, but from the inclusion of teacher voice that consistently highlights the value of ExploreLearning products, like increased student engagement, motivation, and confidence. Teacher perspective here helps us to make sense of the data, understanding why we see such amazing outcomes from using the programs, compared with other kinds of similar teaching and learning supports. We invite you to read through these studies and their corresponding insights articles and see for yourself the amazing outcomes that we were able to quantify with the help of our teacher partners in the collab crew and the fantastic district partners who are dedicated to working with us to assess and improve student STEM learning.